The sport of outrigger canoe paddling is spreading across the globe like a firestorm. Today we're in Rio, Brazil to check out the paddling scene. Coach Johnny Puakea traveled all the way from Hawaii to Brazil to share some of his knowledge and enjoy the friendly atmosphere.
So outrigger canoe paddling has been exploding around the world, and I just came back from Brazil. I took a trip down there to get the experience of what's happening down there with paddling. And we also have some manufacturing starting up down there with the one-mans. Right now they're building the six-mans, the Bradleys, and they build them in three pieces because they can't travel in the streets with a six-man canoe, which was pretty neat to see. I never expected anything like that. And we're working on having the Puakea built down there because they seem to be picking up on the sport, and they're so passionate about it that everybody's expecting it to grow to a pretty big level down there in the next few years. The trip took me to Rio, which is where I got my paddling in and got to see what was going on. But most of our workouts were at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I was surprised because I expected maybe 1-2 canoes, and there was 4 canoes, 5 canoes with the club I was at, and 2 with the club right across from it. So they were very passionate. They were enjoying it. And I didn't get to see any of the races, but from what I hear, the races are very long and a lot longer than what we're doing, to the point where I went, why do you go so far, you know? But you know, they're really into it. They're so stoked on the paddling part of it that it was enlightening for me. It was nice to see the energy of a new sport to people who were so passionate about it. It was pretty cool to see. Well, first of all, everybody's so into fitness there. But I think to get on the ocean, and it's sort of a soul thing. When I talk to people about it, I did a clinic in São Paulo with some of the top paddlers, and it seemed like it had roots to them almost to where we were 50 years ago, where they get in a canoe and they just think it's the best thing, and they're traveling in the ocean, and it's a beautiful scenery, and they get back and everybody's super stoked and hugs each other. It was a cool deal. When I did a clinic in São Paulo, the big thing that they wanted to know more than anything was about the culture of the sport. And the big talk was, teach us about the culture. We want to know where it came from, the kids, where it's going. You know, it was something I had never seen before. We did a video session the first day and sat down that night and looked at it. And I critiqued frame by frame like we usually do, and you kind of expect the next day you come back and you work on it again and you work on it again. But the next day they were so into it, they had changed completely. So guys who had half a reach had full reaches way out. And I looked around, I was telling the guys I was with, like, I'd never seen this before in my life, you know. Give them some time, you know, with the athletic ability and the passion, and they're so into it and they're willing to make the changes or anything it takes, they could be very, very big on the scale when it comes to canoe paddling in the next couple of years, I think. One of the things I liked the most about Brazil was how everybody was just pretty much happy with who they were. And they weren't really out running around trying to become something too much. They were just being people. And without, whether they had a lot or they had a little, they were super happy. So you go out in the evening and you go eat dinner and you go cruise down at the beach and everybody's just having a good time. It's just, it seems so simple and so easy. And when I came back here, I thought, we shouldn't complain because we should be happy we have so much, you know? And down there, some people have nothing and they're happier than we are. You know? And the food was excellent.
The growth in outrigger canoe paddling can be seen not only in Brazil, but all over the world, in places like Australia, Japan, Europe, Canada, and even Russia. We'll be right back.